All right, on Deleuze, can you come forward, please? All right, what I'm being told, his pretrial services officer is out of the office. So, uh, Mr. Martinez, could you unmute yourself?
Yes, Your Honor. Joanna Martinez at your service.
Hi, thank you so much, and thank you for zooming in very quickly.
Yes,
All right,
ma'am.
so here's my question. On Deleuze, are you connected with this case, or are you the supervisor? How are you connected with the case?
Mr. Bohack is currently his supervising officer. Since he is out on a personal leave, I'm covering the caseload for the time being.
All right. Do you have any objections to his testifying about this? Of course, it will be hearsay.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
would have to object, Your Honor, simply because if there's any questions regarding my client telling him that these aren't work related, unfortunately, Ms. Martinez didn't have that conversation directly with Mr.
All right.
Deleuze.
All right. So thank you so much for zooming in. Please do not leave, Mr. Martinez. We're
Yes,
back on
ma'am.
the we're back on the record and 2025 CR 003795 State versus Kevin Kenneth Deleuze. That party's reannounced.
Ashley Jones for the state.
Zachary Munoz for the defense.
And are you Mr. Deleuze? All right. So his pretrial services officer is not available. The person who's come to testify will be Giovanni Martinez.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. The defense has said they're going to object to hearsay because he's not the pretrial services officer. And what I can tell state, I would sustain that objection. So this is what the court is going to do. And Mr. Martinez,
Yes, ma'am.
the court is going to alter and amend his conditions to full GPS.
Yes, ma'am.
You're going to be on full GPS. So you're not allowed to leave your home.
Your Honor, with regards to employment, if the court were to modify it to full GPS house arrest, my client would unfortunately lose his job and then at that point lose his ability to afford the house he's currently in.
Well, what he needs to do is he needs to provide adequate proof that he is employed and where this employment is located, and then the court will reconsider.
Okay, Your Honor.
So he'll need to provide that. And what I can tell you, if you provide that, I'm not trying to make someone be unemployed or not have funds, but if you provide that, then the court will strongly consider allowing you to work on GPS. And let me explain to you what the court's problem is. The court problem is that the report is stating that you are not abiding by their rules and that they've told you before, these are the rules. You have to abide by the rules. I always tell everyone who comes in this court, if there's an issue, then we can come in and we can address that before we get to this point. And this is your second violation report with the court. Normally, we can go off the record. Normally, you know what other courts usually do? They just go ahead and rule on this. There would already been a warrant for your arrest based upon the nature of the offense. And the problem is with the nature of your offense, they have to know where you are located. I'm not the one who puts you on GPS. A magistrate judge or some other judge puts you on GPS, not me. But the rules that judge put in place for your GPS are the rules that I follow. Now, if it comes to a point in time where someone wants their GPS removed, or if they want a curfew or tracking or something else, that's something else we can discuss. What I can tell you in this court, asking for forgiveness instead of permission is not a good way to go. So all you had to do was come in and say, this is what's going on in my life. Can we modify GPS? And sometimes the state will agree on the modification. Sometimes they will not. But what I can tell you is if the state and the defense can't come to an agreement, I'll listen and I'll make a decision. Maybe I'll agree with the state's assessment, maybe not. Maybe I'll agree with the defense assessment, maybe not. And then sometimes when states and defense, when you all have agreements and I don't think it's appropriate, then I don't agree with it. I don't do it. So let me just tell you what I need from you so that we can be clear. You will need to provide proof of your place of employment, and you will need to provide the hours that you work. And only then will I consider partial GPS for employment. And at that time, what I can tell you, it will be for employment only. You understand? Because I have to act when there is, based upon the nature of your offense, and there are these violation of GPS inclusion zones. And really, it's for your best too, because the complainant could say, you know what? This is where I was and I saw him. Or this is where I was and I saw him. You don't want that to happen. You understand? Yes.
There is no complaint.
Yeah.
There is no complaint.
Your Honor.
No.
Stop. I'm done.
Thank you.
Unless I speak about something else.
No, it's just.
Let me explain something to you. You're saying that there is no complainant. I don't know anything about the facts of your case. You know why? Because nobody has presented facts of this case to me. All I know is what you're charged with. And what you're charged with is continuous violence against the family, right? So when there are charges, continuous violence of the family, robbery, murder, whatever it may be, the state, in some cases, you're saying that there is no complainant. There may not be a complainant that's going to come to court, but a complainant exists. Although we have had a case indicted before, none of these prosecutors indicted it without a complainant. But normally, there's supposed to be a complainant. And in your case, looking at the indictment, there's a complainant listed. So there is a complainant. Whether or not that complainant is coming to court or not, that's something for the state and the defense to worry about. I'm just here on this violation report. And what I'm telling you, other judges and in the past, defense attorneys will tell you on these violations report before I took the bench, you know what previous judges would do? Just do a bond forfeiture or do an increased bond or remain without bond, and you will be brought over in orange. So what I'm telling you is you're going on full GPS. Your officer knows that it's going to be full GPS. Counsel, if he has employment, he needs to provide the hours and proof of employment to pretrial services. And then I will consider whether or not I will allow him to work while on GPS.
Yes, Your Honor. Well, if I may, he has provided that proof to the pretrial service officer who's not here today. I will have him email me that information again and provide that to the court coordinator as well as directly to Mr. Martinez.
And you all should ask Mr. Martinez if he has that. If you want to find out from Mr. Martinez if he has proof that he's employed and what his hours are, then
yes,
I'm assuming there will be no objection to hearsay.
no objection at that point.
State, would you have any objections to Mr. Martinez?
No, ma'am. I'm pretty sure Officer Bohack has got full credentials and everything. I'd be more than happy to provide him with his attorney. Just need a contact information. I'll send it to him right away.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. What's your email address?
It's
Let me have you write it down for me.